Hello everybody and welcome back. It is good to talk to all of you again today, and today we are taking a look at the work-in-progress Tier 9 French battleship Jean Bart. Now please do keep in mind that this is a work-in-progress ship, which means everything that I show you in this particular video can and potentially will change by the time this ship hits the live servers. And I think I'm just gonna call it right now and say that the ship in the gameplay that you're going to see now is probably never going to make it onto the live servers. It's just way too much. Like, it's just way too strong of a ship right now. Does it have weaknesses? Yeah, sure it does. I mean, obviously, among the Tier 9 battleships, its HP pool is a little bit on the small side. Additionally, in terms of guns, its caliber of 380 millimeters is small. And if you run into some of the cruisers even at tier 10, you're not going to be able to overmatch them. So yeah, Jean Bart does have sort of two notable weaknesses. But her strengths are just on a completely different level. This is a ship that comes with good velocity main guns. These guns will allow you to engage targets at a distance relatively comfortably. You have 2.0 Sigma on the guns, which means that you are going to, at times, get really tight dispersion on your shots. You have a 26-second reload, which if you have the reload module installed, the ship's reload is 22.9, all of which makes the guns quite usable. However, there is one additional thing that makes the guns ridiculous, and that is the fact that the Jean Bart comes with a main battery reload consumable. And what this consumable does is it drops the reload time by 50% for 30 seconds. Yeah. Which, without even factoring an adrenaline rush, Jean Bart's reload is somewhere in the 11.5 second range. If you factor in some adrenaline rush, that number goes down even more. And what does that mean in practical terms? Well, it means that if you're playing the Jean Bart in about 34 seconds, you're going to be able to unload 4 salvos. Now, if you happen to catch an enemy battleship that is giving you a bit of a broadside, and I've done this in other battles, where I caught an Iowa, let's say, that was broadside, before the Iowa really had time to even react, I've already dropped him from full HP to almost nothing. Because that is how fast you're going to be able to get your salvos off. It's crazy. It's crazy. Now, to put this into perspective for all of you, I've done the math and pulled up the charts. This is the DPM for all the Tier 9 battleships. Now, if you take a look at it, Jean Bart, without any of the modules or anything like that, is actually not really all that good. Just a little bit above the Friedrich Grosse, which is like the worst. Right? And then you factor in, once you throw on the reload module, and you'll notice that with the reload module, Jean Bart looks a little bit better, right? 249,432 AP damage per minute. But this, of course, still pales in comparison to what you get with the Alsace, which is like 324,545, right? And pales, in comparison to Musashi. Now, Missouri and Iowa, by the way, remember, they have the accuracy module, so they don't get a boost, right? Because nobody runs the reload. But take a look at what happens when I pop the main battery reload booster on the Jean Bart. That's the number you see in purple. Your DPM for that minute that you pop that reload booster goes up to 480,363. Now remember, that is also a Sigma level 2.0, which means that with 2.0 Sigma, your shells have a tendency of grouping a lot closer. It's quite a big difference than Alsace, which right now with its 1.6 Sigma, it's like playing with the Fuso. With the Jean Bart, if you get on the flanks of someone and they're showing you a broadside, you can really, really hurt them. Now, you might say, yeah, but it's 380mm guns up at tier 9, and that means you can't overmatch anything. And that's true, but remember, in the event that an enemy battleship goes bow onto you, you can switch to your high explosive. But once again, remember the problem. You can get off 5 HE salvos in a minute, where normally with most other battleships, you get off 2 in the span of a minute. So even if someone decides that they're going to damage control you, you can just set them up again. It's just crazy. It is just crazy. So that's the DPM aspect of Jean Bart, which is just... This is already substantial levels of power, right? But we're not done there. On top of all this, the Jean Bart also has some of the strongest AA you will see at tier 9. And all its AA power is on mid and long range auras. In fact, its mid range aura is 4.5 kilometer base. So Jean Bart's AA is, from a usability perspective, better than even the Missouri. Which is just... That is pretty nuts. That here you've got a ship that can output damage at a ridiculous pace, has god tier AA, has... Oh, did I mention she also has a speed boost. So she is also a really, really fast battleship. With a speed flag and speed boosts, this battleship can top out at 34 knots, which is definitely not a joke when you're talking about battleships. So what else? Oh, right, I did mention that she does have a weakness, or I think I mentioned it. She has a smaller-ish HP pool compared to the other tier 9 battleships. But then again, it doesn't mean she can't absorb damage, because first things first, she's got 32mm plating, which means you're immune from everything except for Musashi and Yamato from a bow-on perspective. You also have a turtleback armor, which allows you to actually get reasonably protected against close-in fights. But more importantly, you also have a repair kit. Now, this is not a British repair kit in terms of being able to heal massive amounts of HP, but it is a very, very fast cooldown repair kit. This repair kit cools down in something like 38 seconds, if I remember correctly, with the consumables flag, which will actually allow you, in the course of most battles, to use all of your heals. And so, yes, you're maybe not as high HP as some of the other battleships, and not as, I guess, from initial look on paper, as tough. Your in-game performance, she is not an easy ship to kill off. She actually does take quite a bit of effort to get rid of, just because she's constantly able to actually use that heal of hers. Where with a lot of other ships, there's actually a bit of a wait time there. Now, since we're on the topic of fast cooldowns, the main battery reload booster with the consumables flag reloads in 76 seconds. So I mentioned that you can have close to, you know, if you have the adrenaline rush going a little bit, you can get close to what, 500k AP DPM. Well, think about the fact that you can have that kind of DPM every minute in like 15 seconds or so. It's crazy. It's actually insane. And by the way, in this particular battle, I actually used the booster pretty poorly in most conditions, except for this one particular engagement here against the Musashi. I actually misused this reload booster during this battle. But, you know, again, I had other battles later on where, you know, I was able to refine it a little bit more and be a lot more consistent with the use of this particular booster. And I can tell you, I had one bad game yesterday where I did 45,000 damage. The reason that happened was because I got detonated by a torpedo. Every other game I had was in the 150,000 damage range. I had 3 games that were in the 200 plus K range. And it was easy. That was the scary part. It was easy to play this ship because all you had to do was maneuver into position like I'm going to do on this Musashi, and basically there's salvo number 1. Okay, reload booster's up now. Okay, first double citadel there. Okay, and before this Musashi can really react, watch what happens. This Musashi is just like, oh crap, there's a ship here, and he's trying, just beginning to angle, and nope, there's another salvo. Bang, another citadel. And this Musashi's HP is, well, gone. And this is not the first time that I did this. Now, on the third salvo, I should have aimed for the superstructure. That was my bad. But I've had times where I would have made a mistake when broadside in front of me, and I was able to be like, okay, you made a mistake, bang, bang, and the Iwa's HP just disappeared. Speaking of defense as well, the Jean Bart actually has pretty good torpedo belt as well. Like, I think it was like 37% damage reduction, so torpedo belt's good as well. So you're actually able to resist torp damage with reasonable efficiency. Alright, and anyways, Musashi here is burning down, and that's it. I mean, that's how quickly this Musashi went from having a lot of HP to not having a lot of HP. All in all, Jean Bart, my goodness, wow. This ship has got, wow. This ship is insane. I haven't felt that kind of power from a ship in a very long time. I mean, the last time I think I felt this kind of just sheer raw power and the ease of play too. Graf Zeppelin, and maybe this ship kind of brings back memories of the sort of closed open beta Saipan. You know, the back in the day when the Saipan had 2 torpedo bombers and you could just go around blapping things. This is kind of what Jean Bart reminds me of. You could just go around and be like, right, who wants to fight me? This is crazy, crazy ship. Anyways, by this point in time, the game's over. I mean, we're just cleaning up now, and it wasn't hard. That's the thing. Like, when I was playing Jean Bart yesterday, I never got a moment where I was playing this ship and going, man, this is actually challenging. Like, I'm actually having to spend effort and whatever to play this ship well. It's, nope, just flank onto sides, get open sides, and press the Y key, and then just pound shells into stuff, and that's it. Just really easy to play. So yeah, I don't think, I really truly do not think this is a ship that we're gonna see on the live server in this condition. There's something that is gonna get changed about it. You know, whether it is they're going to, you know, like slow the base reload down a little bit more, maybe they're gonna make adjustments to the sigma value, maybe they're gonna decrease the recharge time on the main battery reload consumable, not 76 seconds, but maybe a bit longer, you know, like something. Because I cannot see this particular ship make it onto the live servers. I just can't. It's much too powerful. It's too easy to play, much too powerful. I mean, I think games yesterday where I was doing 200k damage, and I'm like, oh, whatever. Like, didn't even put effort into it, just went around, found the broadside ship, and pressed the magic Y key, and then just spammed shots into them. It's like, you know, it was one of those ships that required so little effort, right? Personally, by the way, I actually really don't like the direction of this ship, because here's another gimmick consumable, and that becomes the thing now. It's like every ship has to have some kind of weird gimmick, and I don't like that. I don't like the direction that this is going. And I, in particular, don't like this gimmick, because a battleship should not have this rate of fire. Like, the end. This is not a battleship thing. And it's just, I'm really not. And I'll say this, I don't like the direction of this consumable at all. It just makes the game, I don't know, just, it feels like the game, I don't know what the hell I'm playing anymore. It's immersion breaking, right? Battleships, no matter how fast their reload gets, you know, with Republic it's already pretty ridiculous, but at least battleships never were going around firing at cruiser level speeds. Well, now we've got one. Right? And by the way, even the base reload of the ship, right, when your HP is low, is pretty damn fast. Like, look at this engagement against this Iowa here. Like, first salvo out, didn't hit perfectly, right? But look at the rate at which I was able to get this reload off. It's crazy. Like, crazy. Oh my goodness. Just crazy. Like, I have no other words to describe Jean Bart. She is just crazy. and I really, like I said, I'm gonna say it now. I don't think this version of the ship is gonna make it to the live servers, because if it does, my God, a battleship with that kind of reload speed is not something to be trifled with. It is. And can you imagine, like, if there was, like, a division of Jean Barts? Damn. And let's say they were going together and they catch a battleship, like, you know, broadside, like, wow. Before the battleship could even, like, turn away, maybe the battleship already just dies. Crazy, crazy, crazy ship. Anyways, battle's gonna come to an end here. That enemy destroyer is gonna die. And of course, I'm going to show you the final results screen. So here we go, 892,349 credits earned. By the way, the credit earning on the Jean Bart seems to be just a touch below Missouri, but other than that, its credit earning is also outstanding. So this is like even better than Musashi, right? 9,152 experience, 1,603 free experience, 226,070 damage. Like I said, 200k damage, didn't even break a sweat, didn't even feel like it was hard. 68 target hits, 3 enemy ships destroyed, 9 citadels, yay, 2 flat captures, a whole bunch of planes shot down. Base experience, 3,005. Whoop. 3,005 base experience in a battleship. Yeah, that's nice. And yeah, in terms of damage received, as you can tell, like, yeah, I'm taking quite a bit of damage, no problem. That heal kit keeps you in there. And finally, credit earned, net credits earned, as you can tell, 769,000. And overall credit earning with the ship seems to be quite darn good. Anyways, now that you've seen the ship in action, what do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. And folks, have yourself a good one, and I'll talk to all of you again really, really soon.